All right, hello OAS family. It is time for another book review, and we are reviewing today book 9 in the How to Paint series, and it is How to Paint Cotton Rose and Magnolia. So Cotton Rose and Magnolia are sort of, well, Cotton Rose is kind of a early summer into late summer bloomer, and then Magnolia is like maybe February into June, depending on, and then there's some like late spring, early summer, depending on the variety. So it's a nice seasonally appropriate grouping of flowers, and so we're gonna check out this book. If you guys are unfamiliar with the How to Paint series, there's some things that all the titles have in common. One, the text is all in Chinese. And two, they have this very unique size and price point that makes them nice for on-the-go traveling. The books are not very expensive, and they are small. So from a size standpoint, I think we're dealing with about 8.5 inches tall and about 5 3/4 inches wide. And the total number of pages in this book in particular is 70. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Have the table of contents here, and we get into the first section, which is on Cotton Rose, and going into the different line drawings of the different elements of the flower and plant. Very distinctive leaves on this plant, and also the petals itself. They have this wonderful sort of frilly texture. Here's another sort of line drawing composition of both the whole plant here on a couple different pages. And here's another example. Just wonderful composition ideas and examples to have. You know, you can even Xerox copy these and trace these initially before you get confident enough to be able to do drawings via freehand. It's nice to just trace something that you find in a book, and then you can use it as a guide until you get more confident to do your line drawings freehand. Here's a really nice simple composition here, and then you can start to see the color choices here with this very dramatic blue that they use and on the front side of the leaves, and then the green for the back side, and this suggestion of white and the hint of green in the flower itself. Really striking. And this is done in that Gongbi fine line style. So here is another different color rendering that incorporates more shades of red, so we get a warmer color combination here. And then we get into more detailed compositions that incorporate the cotton rose and have birds on one hand and fish on the other hand. So you can see there in these more masterpiece level finished compositions. And here's another one in this fine line style, where you can see the lovely detail of the way they depict that sort of texture of the petals with these fine little vein lines that they paint, and how they do that, how they suggest it almost in like this negative space, kind of red on white for these smaller buds. Now we're getting into like a little bit looser renderings here, more kind of on the spontaneous style, although there's a lot of detail, lovely detail in this painting, but it is kind of this boneless, no outline style. And now we are getting into some more sequential ideas of, each stroke at a time, how to do the flowers in the spontaneous style. And here's some different examples of color variations and different ways to show an open flower. And here's some leaf and stem elements. A couple finished compositions in different orientations here. And more this sort of elements on this page where we see these different facing flowers, some of it sometimes facing forward, other times facing backwards, sometimes facing upwards. Nice to see an ink rendering. Always nice to keep it simple and to really show how you can achieve a lot with variations and shades of ink. So I think that's really key when you're doing ink paintings, is to not think, oh, all one color, it's all black. No, you want to think about, you know, maybe at least as many as 3 different shades. You want a dark ink, you want a medium ink, you want a light ink, and you can see all of these used here. And then what's really great, which I don't think people do often enough, is blend ink with color. So this is a really great example where we have the leaves here, very strong yang presence with that ink, dark, bold ink, and then offset by the delicate yin of the flowers. All right, so here we're getting into the next section, which is on Magnolia. A very iconic subject. Cotton Rose is more of is not as iconic of a subject. We don't immediately think Chinese brush painting, think Cotton Rose, but Magnolia is one of those that you see a lot. All right, so I see some ink, very simple renderings here. Nice to see these branched works done, you know, these like bone strokes and you can see how people compose the branches with those simple strokes. And then adding open, both closed smaller buds and open flowers. Really simple painting, easy to do. You could do one of these, you know, these paintings are like ones that you can just do, you know, a bunch right away. Don't have to be intimidated and just try it and have fun with it. Then here we have some more detailed line work that we start to use in this fine line or gongbi style, where they're shading it in a more delicate kind of multi-layered way. And then you can see here that they're applying a background, showing different shades of background for this gongbi style. Really helps to offset the white of the leaves by doing these background washes. So here's a spontaneous style painting with a background wash, also really nice and effective. A couple finished spontaneous style paintings. I like this moonlight here. Both of these are really nice. Couple more paintings featuring some birds here. Now incorporating some rock elements and other, like here's a little young bamboo. And then I really like how now they're bringing it back to the sort of very simple stroke by stroke idea of how you produce these flowers. Just 1, 2, 3 here. And then how you make these little ones that are on the top and make sure you leave the white space. Lots of really good instruction here. So you can see, you know, even though this book is all in Chinese, definitely for what these books cost, they could deliver a lot of value in just the illustrations. The illustrations are self-evident, and you know, that's the first thing I look for A lot of times when you see books that are written in English about Chinese painting, you know, it's hard to find books with quality written instruction as well as really quality artwork. A lot of times you have to choose between one or the other. So, you know, if you had to choose, I think the pictures are important. So, a couple more finished compositions. This one's nice and simple. Definitely can easily be attempted by anybody here, this composition. And then this one too is not that much more ambitious. We're just thinking about having the element that's here. This is very similar to this element, and then we're adding a couple more elements with this background rock, and then this the stroke here in the background that gives this idea of, you know, this bigger scenery that places everything else in context. Really great. All of these paintings are nice, spontaneous style compositions that are simple enough to attempt, but also satisfying. They're not like so simple that you think, oh, that's, you know, that couldn't be a painting that that I would want to show. Really lovely Gongbi style, just the flower and the leaves here. And then spontaneous style on the left-hand side. Very clear fine line style here on the left. Also showing these kind of falling petals, these separated petals. And then the spontaneous style here on the right. A couple more lovely spontaneous style finished paintings, this too, featuring these pair of birds quite prominently. We have a line drawing here. Finishing here with some various line drawings for the Magnolia. And that is it. All right, so this is book 9 in the How to Paint series. And it features, it's How to Paint Cotton Rose and Magnolia. So we hope you enjoyed this video book review. Please like or subscribe on our channel for more content like this. We really appreciate all of your support, and we're happy to give you more tools to have a richer journey through Chinese brush painting, calligraphy, Chinese culture. We think there are some beautiful treasures to be had there for everybody who is interested in looking, and we want to be here to help you with tools and resources to guide you. So thanks for watching. We wish you happy painting.